Hi, and welcome to Create with Lorie. I'm Lorie, and today we're going to be making soap holders. We're going to learn how to crochet a single crochet in the round to cover soap. So you'll need three things. You'll need some yarn, worsted weight, 4-ply regular yarn. It can be any material you like. It can be cotton or wool. This is an acrylic cotton blend. A bar of soap. Any bar of soap will do. You don't want to use the little slivers. It'll be too difficult to crochet around it. But any good size bar of soap, be it the name brands from the store, generic, or crafty type soap that you pick up at a craft shop or such. And a crochet hook. I'll let you gather your materials and I'll meet you back here and we will crochet a soap pocket. Okay, we've got all of our supplies. I have my yarn, which is just a simple acrylic 4-ply worsted weight yarn. My crochet hook, which is a 5mm, pretty standard, and a bar of soap. This happens to be one I picked up at a craft show a while back. You'll also need a pair of scissors, and I like to tie mine off with something different than the yarn I'm creating the actual sock with. I'll show you why later. So just a piece of twine, a piece of rope, a piece of yarn of a different color would do. Okay? All right, I'm going to set this stuff aside and we are going to start learning how to single crochet. First step is to make a slip knot. So make a loop, wrap it around, and then take the tail and tuck it in through your loop. That will enable you to make it bigger or smaller as you need. Okay? And then we're going to put our hook through there. You will see many different instructional videos on how to crochet on YouTube, on Pinterest, all over the web. I'm going to show you how I do it with a disclaimer that I learned when I was very young watching my grandmother. So I crochet backwards. So loop the yarn around your pinky and then over your pointer finger. Wait. Yep. Okay. The first thing we're going to do, we need to have the soap on hand to do this because we're actually going to make the sock to fit the bar of soap that we have. So the first thing we're going to do is chain. Very simple. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through. So we're going to do that. You'll see I find it easy to hold the work that's been done in the 3 fingers that are here that are not being used, not my pinky or my pointer. So yarn over and pull through. Yarn over, pull through. And what you want to do is make this, actually we're going to do it this way, so that it fits along one edge of your soap with an extra stitch or 2. So yarn over, pull through. Okay, and then we'll measure that. You don't want to make it too tight because it makes it difficult to crochet your stitches, but if you make it too loose, it becomes messy when you're trying to use it. Okay, so there we go. All right. So we'll set that there because we want to keep it, we keep measuring and making sure that we're not getting it too big or too small. Okay, so we've got our chain. Now to single crochet, very simply, it's not the loop right next to the hook, but the next one in. Put your hook through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Hook through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Okay, yarn over, pull through, hook through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Okay, and you'll see you're making a line of single crochet. Through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Okay, so we do that to the end. Once we start crocheting in the round, I'll show you how to tuck in the tail so that it doesn't show in your finished product. Okay. So go all the way to the end. And over, pull through. Okay. And one last one. Whoop. Don't be afraid to let it go and start a stitch over again. I do it all the time. Put that in, yarn over, pull through. Okay, so we've done a row of single crochet. Now we're going to go back and we're going to do another row. What we're doing is building the bottom of the soap sock, and then once we've got it wide enough, we're just going to crochet in the round all the way around to build it up. So I'll show you. To turn, yarn over, do a single chain, and then flip your work. Okay? Again, disclaimer, I'm showing you how to crochet the way I learned. You'll find many other ways, and if you already know how to crochet, by all means do this your way. But so now for single crochet again, we're going through that one loop. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Okay? You'll see the stitch, and we're going through just that one top loop. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. We're going to do that all the way across, just like we did before. This is where if you've done your stitches too tight, you won't be able to get your crochet hook in for the next row. So, okay, so see, just that one loop. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. All the way to the end. Okay, so I think one more row should do it. We want it to fit all the way across the bottom. So we're going to do the same thing. Do a single chain, just yarn over and hook. Okay, flip your work. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go down in, not the stitch next to the hook, but the next one in. Yarn over and pull through. We're going to do that all the way across. And then I will show you how to crochet it in the round around the sock, or around the soap. These make a great gift. They also help you stop wasting soap because you've got your soap and washcloth all in one. And if you leave regular soap just in the soap dish, it tends to melt away. And that is money down the drain. Okay. All right. Perfect. So now what we're going to do is just crochet in a circle all the way around, and that's going to make it like a sock. So I'll show you how we're going to do that. We're going to do our stitch, okay, and flip it. And then we're going to go down along, and then instead of turning and going back, we're just going to keep going along the end, finding our way along the end stitches. So not the one next to the hook, but the one below it and crochet all the way along. Whoop. You could make these just kind of a generic size and put any soap in it, but I like to have the soap I'm going to use right next to me. I think it looks neater. Okay, so we're at the end. We're just going to keep going around. Just kind of finding our way around the stitches. And as we do that, we'll fold this up a little bit. I'll show you. Okay, so we've gone along the end. And now we've got that one corner stitch, which is always a little awkward. You just find one. You want to be careful not to add stitches in on the end because it will make your sock more like a placemat or a doily. It won't curl up. You see how that's starting to actually curl up already? As we go around, it'll do that, and it'll be kind of like you're making a stocking or an envelope or a pocket. But we're just going to do the same thing all the way around. When we get to the other end, I will show you how to tuck that tail in so that when we have our soap in the shower, it doesn't have a yarn tail. Sometimes it doesn't want to play. There we go. Okay, we're going to get all the way to the end. And when we get to the corner, we're going to hold the tail down with our thumb and crochet around the outside of it. My stitches were a little tight there. Okay, so we've got the tail tucked down. We're going to crochet on the outside of it, just like that, so that when it curves up, the tail will be on the inside, and you'll put the soap in, and it'll be hidden. Okay, so just keep going around in a circle like this. An oval, really. It's not really a circle. Catching the inside, just like we have been, the inside stitch all the way around. And you'll see that it builds itself up into a pocket to fit right around the soap. So we're just going to go ahead and keep doing that until we get up just above the edge of the soap. So you can see as you get up taller, it does actually start to form a little sock. We've got a couple more rows, and I'll show you how to close it off. Now, if you want to, you could crochet the soap right into this and tie a knot and just leave it. But if you do that, when the soap is gone, you're just going to have to throw this away and start over with a new one. And part of the joy of this is the reduce, recycle, reuse part. In this case, reuse. So I'm going to show you how to close it in a way that both allows you to, when the soap is gone, reuse it with a new bar of soap, and create yourself a little handle so that you can hang it in the shower if you want to. You can always just throw it in the soap dish. So we're going to go around this one more time. I think that should do it. Maybe twice. You can also just end it and leave it as an open pocket. So that you just put the soap in, use it when it's done, throw it in the washer, throw it in the dryer, throw a new bar of soap in. I do like to close it up so that the soap doesn't come sliding out, especially as it gets a little smaller. But it is entirely up to you on how you want to do it. It's always those last stitches that get caught. Okay. This is a good chance to show you what I mean by 4-ply. It's 4 little threads twisted together to make one strand of yarn. That's what they mean by 4-ply. It's also known as worsted weight. See what I mean? It's always those last stitches that come flying apart. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Got our little soap pocket, soap envelope. Okay, and that pulls right up. I think one more row and we'll be good to close it up. All right. I'm going to bring that down the other side, and I think we'll be done. This is a really great project if you have scraps of yarn, partial skeins of yarn left over from another project, or sometimes you can buy yarn in multi-packs of a whole bunch of colors in little bitty skeins. This is perfect for that. As you can see, you don't really need that much yarn. And they also make up very quickly. You can make a whole bunch of them quickly if you had, if you were putting together gift bags or favors or something like that. All right, I think that, oh, it's perfect. It comes up over. It's not too tight. It's not too loose. Okay, so I like to pull this loop big before I take my hook out. That way I don't lose it. Okay, and then just cut it off. Tuck it through and pull it. Okay, easy peasy. And you can cut that off a little shorter and tuck it in. Okay, so we've got our soap in our sock. It's tied off and we're ready to stitch it up and leave a tail. So I've got this nylon, this white nylon thread, twine. You can use anything you like. You can use, I recommend something in a different color to do this so that when you're all done, you'll be able to take this part off, cut this part off, throw this in the wash and put a new bar of soap in it. All right. So let me show you. We're going to do just like we did to start before. Make our loop, wrap it around our fingers, and take the short tail and tuck it in to make our slip stitch. And basically what we're doing is a slip stitch all the way across from one end to the other. So put your hook on your yarn or on your thread or whatever it is that you're using. We're going to go in and in. We got, see, it's opposite. So we're closing up the envelope. Okay. Yarn over, and pull through. This first one is tricky. Pull through both of your yarn loops and the loop that was on your hook, okay? We can actually tuck that tail in while we're doing this. Okay, let me show you that one more time. We're going to go through a loop, yarn over, pull through both, and pull through the loop that's on our hook, okay? If you want to put this on a giant tapestry needle and just stitch it up that way, you're welcome to do that as well. Put that through there, through a hook, through a loop, pull back through both loops and through our original. We're just going to do that down till we get to the other end. And as you can see, we've tucked this end inside. So all of our tails will be inside, except for the one that we're going to use to hang our soap. You might call it a very fancy soap on a rope. Through and through, over, through, and through. And it kind of makes a pretty stitch across the top. I did not leave mine long enough to make an actual tail, to make a very good tail for hanging. So you want to make a longer. Okay, and we'll get all the way, whoop, all the way to the very end. Pull that all the way through like that. Now, if I had left this longer, it would be easier to do this, but we're going to loop it and just tie it. You want to make sure, see, this isn't very long. You want to make sure to keep that tail inside the knot. Like that, okay? Because this one you do not want to be a knot that comes free. So pull that as tight as you can. It's got a little bit of a thing. You could hang it from a hook like that. And there you have it. I hope that you have enjoyed today's Create with Lorie. I'm Lorie. I'm the teen librarian at Manlius Library, and you can find me here every Thursday on the Manlius Library YouTube channel. I hope you join me next week. We will be making 2 different kinds of friendship bracelets. All you'll need is a piece of cardboard, a pair of scissors, and something round, along with whatever colors of embroidery floss, embroidery thread that you want to use. We'll see you next week. I'll also be telling you about the teen summer reading program at Manlius Library, which is all virtual this year. So have a great weekend, and I'll see y'all next week.